Hello and welcome to the technical demo for my Breakout game. In this video, I'll be going through the technical aspects of the game, all the systems that I put together and developed, how it all works, how it all came together, the scripts, the layouts, and I'm going to attempt to go through everything, explaining clearly how it all works to the best of my ability. So here is my game open in the Unity engine, and at the moment it's on the main menu scene. So here on the main menu, you can see I've got the title of the game, which is Breakout, and then three buttons: Start, Instructions, and Select Level. Let's just go through those. So the functionality of the buttons can be found in this script for my main menu controller. Now all this script does is it handles the buttons and it also plays some audio. That's all that's in there. It's some simple button handling and audio playing. Pressing start will take you to level 1, which I'll go to now. So this is what level 1 looks like. On the screen, the player is told how many pucks they have left. This can also be interpreted as lives left, which at the start of the game is set to 3. And if they run out of lives, they fail the game and are given the option to play again or quit the game. The game also keeps track of score, which is simply a variable which is topped up every time a brick's destroyed, and different bricks increase your score by different amounts. So let's start with the bricks. Actually, let's start with the puck and paddle control. So I made my assets for the paddle, pucks, and bricks all in Paint, and I used a sprite editor window and used slicing to separate the different blocks. Light blue is the weak block, and blue is the strong block, and purple is the permanent block, and red is the explosive block. I handle the movement of the paddle as so. If we go to our scripts, let's see, game controller. Oh, wrong script actually. It should be the paddle. So in here is where we control the movement for the paddle, where the player can press left, or press right to move it. They can also use the paddle to determine which direction the ball is fired in, which is handled here with a Boolean. Within this script are also things for handling things such as resetting the size when the ball hits the floor. And here we also determine when the paddle picks up power-ups, which are dropped. That's all that's in the paddle script. Let's move on to the puck script to see how that works. So in this script, we first handle the movement of the puck. So at the start of the game, at the start of every round, the player gets to hold the puck and determine which direction it gets to fire in. And so this handles keeping the puck still until space has been pressed. Here we also handle if the ball is in fast mode or regular mode, depending on whether or not they've picked up the power up, which again just changes a Boolean. Here in the script, we handle what happens when the ball hits the floor, and what we do is we reset the ball back to the paddle by respawning it. And here we handle playing the noise whenever it bounces. So that's all that's in the puck script. That's how the puck moves. Once the user has cleared all the blocks, they move on to level 2. And let's see the game controller script for how the game knows to do this. So in the game controller script is where we keep things such as the puck count, the score count, the number of blocks, and so on and so forth. We also control the pause. Sorry, the game controller handles the pause functions and updates the variables for the puck count and the score count. Here is the block controller script. This handles all of the blocks in the game. So here we have many public variables for the sprites. There's quite a few varieties, including the ones that have power-ups and don't have power-ups. So in order for the level to know when it needs to proceed, it needs to know how many blocks there are and when all the blocks are destroyed. So whenever a block is created, I increment a counter called number of blocks. So later on, when I want to know if there aren't any blocks left on the screen, I can proceed to the next level. Here I also handle if a block contains a power-up by simply determining a random value from 1 to 6. Here I handle which block is determined. So, for the power-ups. So if we have a light blue block, we assign itself to 1. And if the random power-up value happens to be 1, then we want it to be a power-up. The speed up power-up. And if it's 2, the size up power-up. And if it's a 3, 4, 5, or 6, then it will just be a normal block. And this is repeated for the other types of block. And if it's a purple block, it's given a ridiculous amount of health to be permanent. Further down here, we handle the collisions of the blocks. So if the block collides with the puck, we take the health away from the block. And if the health gets to 0, well, the block gets destroyed. Same thing for the blue block and for the red block. In fact, for handling the explosive block, when that gets hit, we increase its box collider by 2 or so, and this then destroys the other boxes around it, and that's how the explosive block works. Okay. Here we handle spawning a random power-up when a block is destroyed. Instantiate, here is where we spawn it, the power-up. And that's the block controller script, so that's how the blocks work. Okay. Let's see about any other systems that I can talk about on this particular level. Right, we've gone through the game controller, gone through the blocks, the paddle and the puck. Let's move on to a new scene. Level 2, level 3. the game. Okay. I think that covers the technical demo. I hope I've explained more or less how I've come about assembling the game and to how the puck, pedal and blocks all work. Thank you for watching.